If you played your youngsters a ton, would it make them grow that much faster? I'm going to try this with Kovacs, a young striker Horvath, our newly signed Cam Forgax, and the 17-year-old Ioane, who, by the way, used to have 5-star potential. I'm going to say he still has 5-star potential. Let's find out if they actually get that much better. We're about to simulate through a whole season, our 5th season, for the progress of these youngsters. But of course, first we need to go over who we've brought in and how we're doing currently. We're in the Europa League once again. Unlike how I thought we were just going to be straight into it, we did actually have to qualify, but we did it quite easily by beating some average teams. The Eredivisie side was the hardest. Of course, we made a ton of signings, but firstly, we've simulated a lot to start the year off. 2 wins from 2 in the Europa League, and 10 games into the league. We are 2 losses, 8 wins, top of the table, and Ferencváros have already lost 3, so this could be our year. If you're new to the save, we've taken Honvéd from the 2nd tier up to 2nd place again last season, hoping to get 1st place, and we're trying to win the Champions League with them, obviously using those youngsters to try and boost us up and get us better as quickly as possible so we can win the Champions League eventually. Like and subscribe if that interests you, and if you've been watching all the way through. But signings have been made as per usual. First of all, last season we brought in a youngster, then we brought in a player called Kenner, who I thought was going to be slightly better. I mean, he's okay, but we brought in better players, so a very, very big rotation player. Forgax, who we've already talked about, but I think you knew he was coming in last season. He's certainly the star of our youngsters that have come through. He is a cam, trying to train him as a Mazzala on attack as well. What a player. I think he's going to turn into one of the best in the world if his stats have anything to say about it currently. 15 vision, 16 technique, 16 first touch, 15 flair, 13 dribbling. What a player. Just needs slightly better passing. 10 right now, not quite what we need. But he has played every single game, just about. I think he was rested in 1 game in the league, but played all the Europa League games, all of the games in the league bar 1. 2 goals, 4 assists, 4 goals, 2 assists. He is good. Not the only signings we brought in though. Obviously we sold some players too, Beale being the first one that left last season for 215k. Some people going on a free transfer. Jallo, who I already told you about, sold for £1 million. Oatara, who was a good servant at the club, scoring quite a few goals in his time, left for 500k, happy with that fee. Kane Wilson, star, almost was on the thumbnail of the 2nd episode, didn't quite make it, but was sold for 500k. I'm happy with that, but sad that he never quite made it in the step up to the top division. Then we did sell a youngster named Atrock for 120k, if you remember him. Alex Zabal, who was there in the first season, only 44k for him. Another person that we brought in as cover for striker, you might not recognise him, but we got 100-ish k from him over time. Then when CS has gone out on loan because he's not a starting player anymore, probably will be sold eventually. Jay Da Silva was a good player, but 30 years of age, I thought I'd cash in, 825k there. Then we got another youngster out on loan, another youngster out on loan, another youngster out on loan. This man was almost one of my targets for this experiment, but not quite good enough, so out on loan. And Corvey has been sold for £1 million. Our starting goalkeeper, okay last year, started okay this year too, but he's gone, so we had to bring in another one. Signings, that's what you want to see. Oh, this guy's also a target. How did I not mention him to start off with? He is Nabil, a French right back. Mate, he is totally one of my targets. He is trying to get some game time. He's already played a fair bit, and I think he's got the potential to go very far with that 5-star potential, and should be homegrown at club because we brought him in at only 18 years of age. This Hungarian man was a great signing though, coming in from Eintracht Frankfurt, and he has decentish potential for a 23-year-old. Really good stats to begin with. Not a starting player, but that shows how good we are now that he's just a rotation option. Etete. Keon Etete. Mate, he is good. 6'4". This is the striker we have needed for years. I was nervous when I paid £12,500 per week for him on a free transfer. But coming from Cardiff, not scoring for fun over there, scoring for fun for us. In the Europa League, 5 goals from 5. In the league, 8 from 9 and 1 assist. What a star. Remember the name. He's going to be here for a while. Sola has come from the Spanish leagues, I believe. Espanyol, never really locking in for them in the 2nd division. Well, actually, sorry, that's not true. He played quite well for them, and now he's playing quite well for us. 1 goal, 1 assist in the league. Happy with that. 115k. Don't mind if I do. Next up, we brought in a rotation player for £3,500. Thought he was going to be more of a key player, but then we did bring in some better players, as I'll soon get to. This being one of them, Radonjic, who is a Serbian lad who's played all around the world. Marseille, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, great stats, and he's a starting right winger at the age of 32 and only £5,500 per week. Very happy with that. Next up, we spent some more money. I know, real money is crazy for us to spend 500k for this man. And you look at him and you're thinking, not quite what you needed, Raxo. 18 pace. Did you see the 18 pace? Did you see the 18 pace? He's good. He's good. 5 assists already, 1 goal. And it could eventually rise to 1 mil, but I think even that would be a good price. I think I'll probably sell him before then. I think he'll go out of fashion before then. £825,000 though for our new goalkeeper. I'm not convinced he's better than Corvi, but Corvi was getting bids from Serie A clubs, and I felt like it was only a matter of time before he got upset. And yeah, I mean, it's slightly cheaper, slight profit. No, he's more expensive in wages, so it's not really a profit, but we'll ignore that. Maybe not my best bit of business. Stamenic has joined the club on a loan offer. I had to have a New Zealander. As you guys know, I'm from New Zealand. You probably didn't know that, so that's a new piece of fact for you. £13,000 per week of wages, and his contract expires at the end of the season after being in the Championship and the Premier League for Nottingham Forest, so fingers crossed we can sign him on a free transfer at the end, even though there is a £4.4 million optional fee. I won't be planning to activate that. I'm going to try and sign him on a free. Lastly, we brought in another CDM just because he was quite cheap and quite good. £550,000 for a Hungarian player, to be fair. Well, Hungarian division player. A Frenchman by the name of Lacou. That sounds French and interesting. Trying to train him as a right back, but just a rotation player. Probably one to sell for the future, because that's what we're doing now, boys and girls. We're signing players and then we're selling them for a profit. And this is what our team is looking like so far. It's a very good team with their Tete up top, Colwill, Matadono out on the right hand side, often coming in for Radonjic. Oh my gosh, that took me way too many attempts. Sibley in there with Forgax up ahead. Okeke is not starting currently. With Stamenic out for an injury, he is right now. But he's been dropped to the bench, unfortunately. One of our star players, just not starring it up anymore. Thought he had more potential. Not as incredible as we thought. Sola, Cesale, Kramer, and Boa and Rebolo. But you're waiting to know what I'm doing with the youngsters. Every chance I can, Kovacs is starting. I think that he is the player that's going to be the one for the future. He is incredible in terms of technical abilities for defending already. His mentals and physicals surely are only going to get better. And hopefully he can reach 6'5" right now at 16. So he's played 6 games in the league and 2 in the Europa League. He's not doing crazy good, but he's 16. And if we can keep him playing that much, I think he's only going to get better and better. Oane has also played 3 games, 4 off the bench. We're just trying to get them as much exposure as we can. In fact, the players that were stars last season, like Nunez, and actually, Pereiro is leaving and Kaya is leaving in the start of the next transfer window. They're just not getting as much game time because these youngsters are coming through, by the way. I don't know why I needed to say by the way at the end of that sentence. This youngster playing some games here and there. And then, Forgax, of course, is playing as many games as I possibly can have him on. And our last one, Horvath, who I think is probably the second best. Apart from Forgax, he's just on another level right now. But slightly behind Kovacs. So it's Horvath, who is looking good. 16 finishing, 13 pace. That's all I'm worried about right now. Scored a goal in the Europa League, but just coming off the bench. Not starting any games up front because I think that striker position is quite crucial. But the plan is, wherever possible, Kovacs is starting. Forgax is just meant to be starting at all times. Whenever rotation, or whenever I think I'm going to beat a team, I'd like to get our man, Nabil at right back. And we'd like to get Horvath coming off the bench and definitely starting every single cup game we get the opportunity to do. Owani, probably the same as Horvath, off the bench, as many cup games as physically possible, and games that we think we're probably going to win. And then there was one last one, Falusi, who has also gone down to 4-star potential ability. I don't think he's quite as good as Ioane, but one to keep an eye on. So the plan this year, play the youngsters as much as physically possible, see how they progress. That's exactly what we're going to do off camera. But I'm showing you the next game, which is against Fulham at home in the Europa League. I simulated a long way into the season, a lot further than I normally would. By the way, Europa League did well. Europa League first 2 games, first win against Rosenborg, and then a second win against... the first one was against this Turkish league side. I'm pretty sure it's a Turkish league side. That's ball knowledge, boys and girls. But I thought the Fulham game was the most interesting one. As you can see, though, nothing crazy. Just Lazio and Genk and Fulham. But I think we can get into the automatic qualification spots. We've gotten really lucky with the teams we've drawn. And 2 wins on the trot. Hopefully we can make it 3 against Fulham. Let's reset that lineup back into the strongest one to make sure that we do get the win. Though I think it was just that substitute that we made. No, the right back too. Boa, still definitely the better one. Rebolo, Boa, who you've met. Kramer, who you know. Zazalo, who's taking the first team swap back from Dan Burn because Dan Burn's getting a bit older and losing those physical 6 pace now is very concerning. Sola, Sible, Okeke, but of course it would be Stamenic if he wasn't out with an injury. Forgax, Colwell, who is, again, very good. Cannot underestimate how good Colwell is. And then Etete up top against Fulham. This is going to be challenging. How did Fulham get Europa League, though? They've got to be one of the best teams in it because they're just English and that automatically makes them really good. But I think I just saw Ruben Neves with the captain's armband. So no surprises that they've done okay. Let's have a look at what this Fulham side are doing. They've got, I assume Smith Rowe still in there. Yeah, Smith Rowe. Duran. Okay, that's a great signing. Neves, Ruben Neves, good signing. Anderson still in there. Bassi, Mukalele. Their goalkeeper. Ramsdale. Yeah, no, I think they've made some good signings in there. And even the ones I don't know about might be rotation players. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not surprised that Fulham has done okay in the league with those signings. Etete. I keep wanting to say Etete. No, it is Etete. It's Etete. I think I said before Ete. No, Etete goes for the header. How many times do you want to say Etete, mate? Goes for the header, but it goes wide. First highlight of the game coming our way. But it does look like it's kind of been more of Fulham with 6 shots to them and only 2 for us. Here's Bassi with the throw-in into Neves with the captain's armband, as I've mentioned now twice. Anderson playing over to the right-hand centre-back, and Smith Rowe has it. The fact that we're now versing these teams, and I think we could get results consistently, makes me feel like we are improving. Duran, Skyner over the bar. It makes me feel like playing those youngsters is risky, but the Hungarian league is just going to continue being a low base for me. So I'm doing a hand graph right now. You can't see me, but imagine I'm putting my hand down low. That's the Hungarian league, and now I'm putting my hand up a bit higher. Well, quite a bit higher, actually. And that's now the Europa League and the Champions League. If we can win Europa League and Champions League games, then we should definitely, now my hand's gone back down to the low bit for the Hungarian League, should be winning the Hungarian League games even without having our best 11. So that's why I think the youngsters are good to play. Great progression for them. Hopefully they turn into stars and eventually do help us win the Champions League, as that's our overall goal. Here is Sibley going in for it, and that almost went into the back of the net, actually. As I was doing a hand graph for literally no one to see because I don't have a camera, we nearly scored, and it looks like we're on the attack again. As Cole has it, plays it into Sibley, into Etete, and I got excited. I thought it went in. I just saw it go past the goalkeeper, and I assumed. But the dominance that we've seen, dominance, you reckon, Raxo? The competitive nature of the game has been awesome to see. I mean, all the highlights have been going our way, bar one great save from Ramsdale. Makes me think it is a dominant performance for us. But it is dominant based upon what I'm seeing. It's a peppering of the goal. And arguably, we should be 1-0 up. Forgax makes it 1-0. That man is definitely not a player you need to rotate. He is just a star, a wonderful signing. 18 years of age, we brought him in as well. I'm pretty sure he's still 18, so fingers crossed he becomes homegrown at club, because that will be absolutely invaluable for us as we go throughout the save, because if he can continue locking down that cam position for years and years and years, He literally will be the future Greg Grant, the man that is the base of our team, homegrown at club, and will win the Champions League for us one day, potentially even with the captain's armband. Should be making some subs as Colwell's looking tired, and now they're coming at us. And with the quality of players they have, you'd think it would just be one shot and they could easily score it. Here they are on the ball. Neves going for a very long range one. If we can hold them to only those shots, I'd be pretty happy. But we're going to bring Colwell off, and we're going to bring Radonjic on. I'm sorry if I'm saying all of these names wrong, by the way. I'm not going to bring the youngsters on. As much as I want to bring youngsters on, I'm not bringing them on this early because I just don't think it's intelligent. Maybe I'll just do that for now because that's all I actually feel the need to do. And we're doing quite well. Maybe Etete can come off. I went to say Etete again. Can come off in a second. But for now, I think he's probably the man that's most likely to snatch a goal if it comes to his feet. Not quite ready to bring Horvath on just yet. Is that a pen? I've seen literally nothing. In there. But you just know it's going to be a penalty, isn't it? They just about never go to VAR for something like that and cancel it. So it is, I assume, Ruben Neves standing over it. And he scores. Rebolo has no chance there against the Portuguese man, who I assume is getting on in this save. Probably in his 30s, coming back from the Saudi team. Clearly still has it in him as he puts it past us and puts Fulham back into second place. But for us, 7 points from 3 games is an awesome start. I am actually going to bring Etete off, and Horvath is going to come on. So one of those youngsters is coming on for the moment now. Okeke is going to come off, and we're going to bring Laku on, and I do have Sibley as well, who's looking tired. Oh, am I going to regret bringing Ioane on? I mean, I'm saying that the goal for this team is to get those youngsters on. I'm giving the youngsters a crack. Actually, I am going to move Ioane up to Cam because I think he's more suited, and Forgux is definitely more suited to the Cam as well, but I think it's the better of the combination as opposed to the reverse as I had it before. Here is Cezalai, who's on it playing it into Kramer, and we have it. Ioane holds the ball up well there, doesn't lose it. That's what you like to see from a youngster. Kramer has it again into Ioane into Laku. Laku trying to find a pass. I think he's got the captain's armband right now. That bothers me, but we lose it. And this is a counter-attacking opportunity. We need to close it down. We need to get players back. It doesn't seem to be happening quick enough as Mukalele goes for the shot. And it just goes straight into the keeper's hands, but he tips it aimlessly. Aimlessly? That's not the word. I was looking for an adjective. I couldn't come up with one. He tips it over the bar is what I'm trying to say. And luckily for us, the corner comes to nothing. And the swing of the game has certainly gone their way. But we haven't let ourselves get completely out of it. I think I'm going to bring Sola off and bring on Nurse. As much as Matondo is quite tired, I think his pace on that right hand side on a counter attack could be awesome to snatch one in the last few seconds, and defensive solidity, defensive pace against the peppering that we're facing right now would be nice. But I would certainly take a 1-1 draw. Not the best result for you guys to see on camera, but a good result for us in the save. And you only see 2 games per episode, one now, one at the end of the season. So sorry that it's not looking like it's going to be a win or even a draw. As Joachim Anderson puts it in the back of the net, I did say to them, I'd be happy with shots from outside the box. I certainly would be happy with shots from centre-backs. We'll have another look at it. It's Neves getting the assist too. No, it's not actually. That makes me feel better. He smashes it home. It's not even that good, really, but nothing the keeper can do about it, clearly. And a 2-1 loss makes it the first loss we've had in the Europa League phase this season. I shouldn't have said I'm not happy with the performance, but they didn't react terribly to it, which shows the level that we're at now. We're getting up there. We're competing against Ferenc Puskás, and we're competing against teams like Fulham, and I have no idea what is happening here. It literally has never lagged this long for me in my life. So this might be a nice place to hopefully end the recording and have my laptop not burn and crash. I'll see you at the end of the season. These youngsters are going to be stars by then. Well, I certainly didn't expect this going into the season. We are 1 win away from winning the league. Quite reasonably comfortably. Ferenc Puskás have just not had a good year. If you compare it to last season, where they got 87 points, they have fallen off hugely. We have done better than last season and the year before by quite a bit. But I did not think Ferencváros would fall off that much. We have done an incredible job and lost to Ferencváros twice. I think we drew to them. No, sorry, we did actually beat them. Okay, we'll take that as a win. But it's just been a multitude of good things happening this season that has led to it happening. One of them has been playing the youngsters. They have made a huge difference. But first, we will go over what has happened in the game. So I will show you how much the youngsters have improved because I have played them a lot. But the Europa League was good. It did, as I said before, mean that we had to go through the qualification rounds. But we did very well in the league phase, in fact. We came 12th with, I thought was quite good, beating some good teams in there, not beating anyone that we weren't expecting to beat. So I think it was a pretty good result, 16 points overall. Ended up getting matched up against quite an easy side, well, relatively easy side. If we go to stages and go to first knockout round, we versed AEK, but then in the second round we did get Lazio, who I believe have gone quite far into the tournament, into the final now. So I'm not too gutted that we lost to them. We were quite close actually. At one point we drew in the first leg, so I thought we might have a chance, but then a 3-1 loss in the second leg gave us no chance of going through. So a good season overall. Hungarian Cup final loss, that was a bit gutting, but I don't really care if we win the league for the first time. Now what you want to know is the youngsters. I will go over the signings afterwards, but the youngsters we will talk about, starting with the star, Forgux. We thought he was going to be good. He's been even better than good. And he has played 51 games in total for us this year, scoring 13 goals, getting 13 assists. He has been awesome. His progress has been pretty special too. If we go to all time, is that all time? 6 months. All time. There we go. It shows you like some of the ups, but if you actually go and check out stat by stat, like for example, his dribbling was 12 and now is 13. His finishing was 9 and is now 10. So it doesn't actually show you everything, and I wish they did fix that. Even long shot stagnated. But I know his vision's gone up by 1. Started at 14 at the start of the season when we signed him, gone up to 16. So he's made great improvements. The star rating doesn't give you a whole picture. Did at one point go up to 3.5, even though it's not telling you. But he was 2.5. He's now 3. And he is definitely one of the best players in our team. Scoring 7 goals and 4 assists in the Europa League is impressive. 6 goals, 9 assists in the league is impressive. 7.18 average rating. This man is going places, and I'm very happy to have him at the club. The next one that we ended up playing the second most would be Kovacs. I would not have guessed it, but this man was our second most played player with 22 appearances starting in the league. Pretty much, like I said at the start of the season, any game I thought I was going to win, Kovacs was playing, and he has progressed brilliantly as a result. Again, his star rating has gone up from 1.5 to now 2, and his attributes have gone up too. If we go to the last 12 months, his mentals have hugely increased, his pace has increased. I know that his tackling has gotten better, because I swear I remember it was lower at the start of the season. So if I get rid of all of these, tackling was 13, now 14, passing was 14, is still 14, that was a bad example, Rack. So positioning was 8 and is now 9, get in. So it doesn't show everything perfectly, but these youngsters are really improving, and I think at a more accelerated pace than if I hadn't played them as many times as I have. Next up was Oane, who again has gone back down to a 4-star potential ability, playing 19 games and 23 off the bench, so in total 42 games. Still 17 years of age. By the way, Kovacs, still 16 years of age. 19 years of age, Forgax. We have a bright future at this club. Oane probably hasn't made quite as much progress as the other ones, but even we can see for him, he was a 1.5 star. Now he's comfortably 2-star. His attributes, I mean, you can see slight trends there, slight pickups. His vision has gone up. I think his teamwork's the bottom one. Am I looking at? His passing's gone up, I'm sure, because that was at 9 at one point. So small improvements left, right, and centre for him. Then we had Nabil. I need to stop saying Oh, well, that was smart, Rack. So you literally just said it right after you said it. He managed to get 31 appearances, so he's not been quite as crazy. I don't think his star rating went up. I think he was always... No, he was 1.5 as well, actually, and he's gone up to 2. If we look at some key stats for him as a right back, If I just highlight crossing, passing, yeah, crossing's a good one. Let's go crossing. Was it always? Okay, the crossing, I think it was always a 9. That's okay. Let's try tackling. Has his tackling improved? No, his tackling's also always been a 9. Maybe he hasn't improved too much. Pace, 11 to 12. I mean, that's good. Does show that if you play someone slightly less, I guess they're not going to improve quite as much. 5-star potential though, which you love to see. Another one who's played a little bit is Felucci. 13 appearances. He has gone from, I'm sure, a 1.5 to a 2-star. Yeah, there we go. We can see 1.5 there. And then you can see the pickups here. Anticipation, I think, was even an 8 and is now up to, I want to say, is that an 11? No, it's a 10. It is a 10. So little things picking up from these youngsters, getting some good game time in the first team. And I believe there was one more player. Oh, Horvath, of course. Not playing that well when he's on the pitch, by the way. 2 goals, 2 assists. And by the way, those have come in the last 2 games. 1 goal, 2 assists, and then 1 goal in the next game. So he's gone on a bit of a run of form. I haven't noticed his stats hugely improving, so I'd be interested to see what it does say. Again, 1.5 star, still 1.5 star actually. Ooh, so he hasn't improved at all. If we go to 12 months, it's giving us a little bit of extras in heading, composure, jumping reach. I think his pace has gone up too. If I check pace, it was 12, yeah, and it's now 13. I don't think his finishing has gone up though, because his finishing, I remember, it was always 16. Yeah, it was always 16. First touch, always been 7. Dribbling, maybe up from 10. No, okay. So again, player that we haven't played quite as many times, 38. That's still quite a lot. Not improving quite as much. So Forgak's clearly improving a lot. Kovac's clearly improving a lot because we played them quite a lot. Next one would have been Oani, and we saw that his stats improved quite a bit too. And he got a total of 42 games, and he's had some decent stats. So the correlation is definitely there. The players that we played the most have gone up the most. It was Nabil and Horvath and Felucci who haven't gone up a whole lot, and those are the ones that we haven't played the most. So play your youngsters, boys and girls. That is my advice to you. Clearly, I've proven that, even by saying about 20 times. I think I have made signings since last time we saw each other though. For goodness sake, I can't remember who I last told you about. I'm pretty sure you knew about Matadono. If you didn't, Matadono's been awesome. He has scored 6 goals and got 12 assists. 500k. I'm sure I told you about Macedonia, but I'll tell you about how good he has been. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you how good Etete has been. He was definitely the signing to make. 24 goals, 26 appearances, 16 assists, 14 and 3 in the Europa League 2. He does it on every stage. This man is a star striker who I'm certainly going to try and keep around the club for as long as I possibly can. I don't think I told you about Ribolo though, because, oh no, I did, because he was our new goalkeeper. Should have checked this beforehand. Marko Stamenic joined the club on loan and is now joining at the end of the season on a permanent for £14,000 a week, making him the most expensive player wage. But his stats are okay, and I think that's kind of just the next step in our save. I think we're going to be paying a lot more for wages as we progress. Laku, I actually did tell you about Stamenic, apologies, but Laku has come and he's also now gone. He's left the club for... Oh no, sorry, he hasn't left the club just yet. No, he has left the club. I don't know why it's not coming up. £625,000. Very happy to take that. That is down the bottom. I just literally did not see it. And then Miranda came in as a free signing for cover because we got a lot of injuries and suspensions at one point. In terms of sales, I told you about the youngsters leaving. Kaya did officially leave for £1 million. Very happy with that. Barrero, very sad to see him go. They left for £110,000. And Kenner, who was a signing, also left for £500k because he was not happening. And Laku, you also just found out about. One win away from winning the league though, boys and girls. That's what I should be focusing on. We've done an incredible job this year, and it has been absolutely rewarded in the wages and transfer budget next year. £10 million. I can actually buy seriously good players with that money, and I've got lots of people on my watch list that I'm keeping an eye on. Mainly youngsters, because I'd like to build them up for as long as I possibly can, and try and get this save to be a long-term one. That's why the focus on the youngsters like Forgaks and Kovacs have been crucial to me. We're also signing this player on a free, who's a 4-star current ability centre-back, so I think he's going to slot perfectly next to Kramer, and Kovacs is probably still going to be playing quite a few games. I think he just needs height, man. Once he gets to 6 foot, hopefully he gets to 6 foot. He's only 16. I think he'll be a star. People are still tired from the last game, by the way, so if we lose, I will be upset, but I will not be showing you the next game. I'm just going to hope that we win it off camera. But I'm going to back us to do the job today. Away from home against MTK, who is a lower side than us in the league. Well, everyone's lower than us in the league, aren't they? But, I mean, they are quite a bit lower. I would expect us to win it. I think they're in 8th spot. But I guess with not a rotated side, with a slightly weakened side, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of a drop-off from us off the woodwork to start off with. But it was still a much better side. And this is pretty much our best 11. Rabolo, Boa, who's kept that right back spot. Sola, who's been a really good sign in that left back spot. Not crazy. I don't think he'll stay for too many more seasons. But definitely a rotation player. Kovacs, Kramer, Sibley has continued to be awesome. Stamenic, Macedono, Forgax, Colwell, Etete. That is literally our best 11 if you didn't put Cizella into that left back spot. But we do often have Kovacs in there, because we want to progress him, obviously. Macedono's on the ball with that 18 pace flying past people, trying to get it in. He does find, I want to say that was Colwell getting his noggin onto it. He does do that from time to time, puts it in the back of the net. Hasn't done it on that occasion, though, as we continue and see another highlight, hopefully, coming our way. Kramer into Boa. Boa back into Kramer, into Stamenic, the Kiwi, the New Zealander. And he's playing okay in the save. Let's see something happening here. Etete probably should have scored that, man. Macedono has put that on an absolute silver platter for you, and you've just tapped it straight to the goalkeeper. Doesn't look like the highlight's over. As soon as I say that, the highlight has ended. That should have been a really high XG chance. I think it has now jumped up to 1.36. You'd expect us to get another chance at some point soon, though, and hopefully put it into the back of the net as they're on the ball. Oh, now I'm getting nervous that we could have a situation where we just lose it in the last few seconds by losing focus, or just not getting the opportunities that we potentially deserve, or potentially getting the finishes that we deserve. Because right now the XG suggesting we should have had a ball in the back of the net. Here comes a corner, heads it out, comes back to them, have a shot on the edge of the box. He takes a touch, it goes wide. Maybe that shot never should have come, but they still have it, and they still could be on the attack on the right-hand side, cutting inside. If we win the ball back, I think this is going to be our highlight. Don't think we're going to win it, though, as they cut it back, and they put it in, and it's a great save by our goalkeeper, Robolo, who's already got a 7.0 rating. Clearly, the goalkeepers, another good save there, are on top in this game. I would imagine their keeper would have quite a high rating, too, after the save that we thought Etete should have easily saved. But Robolo collects it again to end that highlight. And yeah, it is goalkeepers on top. 7.3 and a 7.2. Colwell looking tired in a crucial game. I think, actually, sorry, even a draw secures us the title, because Ferencváros are 4 points behind us now with a draw. 3 points wouldn't do it, because their goal difference is definitely better than ours by, like, I think 6. I'm going to tell them I'm not happy with the performance out there, because we would like to win it today. We would like to get a goal, put it in the back of the net, make us feel comfy, and finish it off. Here comes Oani coming on, and Forgax goes over to that left-hand side. It's quite a common substitute we have ended up doing. As, I don't know, Cole seems to get tired quite often. He's been a good player this season. I think we had a £7 million bid for him from Nottingham Forest that I rejected on deadline day. I don't know if I regret rejecting it, but I think he's a good player, and keeping him around it makes me think at the very least we could get a bid of that region, or even slightly more if we wanted to. Penalty's been awarded, though, so we're going to have to score a goal at some point, unless Robolo keeps his 7.2 rating and increases it even more with a save here. I mean, when they put it straight at, yeah, it's just catch and practice, really. He thought he would move, but Robolo stood his ground, makes it an 8.2 rating for him. And I think that was Kovacs, the little 16-year-old, 5'9", going for the header there. Can't quite get it on target. If he was taller, he probably could have gotten over it and kept it down. But we have another highlight here, as Sibley takes the corner. Etete has been scoring a few of these this season. Kramer's the one that wins that one. It goes wide of the target, and those midfielders are looking tired. So going to have to make some substitutes. Let's get let's get this man on. I've never actually learned how to say his name. Christian. He's been a good rotation option. Very good, actually. I think arguably should have had a few more starts. Okeke coming on as well. Definitely not a starter anymore, but a good player to have in the squad. I don't think I'm quite ready to bring Etete off, despite the fact that he's tiring. Al Masi has been an okay rotation player, but hasn't actually scored a lot of goals off the bench. I've preferred having Horvath on the bench, even though Horvath hasn't done much, just for that progress of the youngster. In comparison to the height of, I can't even remember his name, the dude that I just showed you. Kramer going for the header again, goes over the bar. I think we're getting close to having to make some more substitutes. I think it's definitely going to be a 5 substitute game with the tired legs that we're seeing here. Although Macedono has it, Okeke has it, and he shoots it over the bar. He's got like 15 long shots, that boy. Every time he winds up, I think it could have a chance. How have we not had a goal in this game, though? 2.00 XG for us, 1.73 XG for them. We should have almost 4 goals based upon the stats. Literally, almost 4 goals based upon the stats. That is a very, very good performance by the keepers, clearly, but quite a bad finishing performance by our boys. Although Kramer picks it up and gives it straight back away, are they going to have a chance to make sure that they get into the lead, get the XG back in their favour, and, well, the lead is the most important thing. I don't think that's a pen. I thought Okeke got the ball, but you never know in Football Manager. The animation isn't always what it's trying to depict. It is another pen. Now, if Rebolo could do it again, that would be incredible. That was a great voice crack. I'm very happy that's recorded. Is he going to do it? Oh, they've gone down the middle. They've mugged him off. He was a hero for staying down the middle, but yeah, it would take some serious cojones to stay down the middle twice there, but it just does get sent. And now it's not looking like it's going to be our day to win the league as things stand. So we are going to make that striker change, make that defensive change to try and make sure that we keep solid in defence and don't lose another goal. The stats, man. The stats, we should be scoring. So let's hope that we can do that. 1 goal is enough. And I would love you guys to see us winning the trophy for the first time. Surely not the last time, as we continue the save and try and win the Champions League. But the first trophy, the first title in the Hungarian First Division. It would be a special one, as Okeke picks it up, plays it into Forgax. Forgax looking into Owane, and I think he's onside, and I think he's tied it up. He has. There's no debate, not even a quiver of a linesman's flag, or a quiver of a VAR check. Well onside, apparently. I thought it was close. But Forgax, easy onside there, obviously. Great ball into the mixer. Owane puts it over the goalkeeper, and makes it 1-1, and that's all we need to win the league. So I'm happy that I made that defensive change too to make Cesale a more solid player as Kramer was getting tired there. And we've got a highlight. We could even win it, actually. Is it coming to Cesale? No, it's not. It's coming to the keeper's hands. And now they could have a counter-attack. Now they could have the goal. Now they could spoil the fun. I just got excited because I thought we might have won the league with even another goal, a win to end it. But it might not be the case here. Well, to be fair, we are on the ball, so I shouldn't be panicking too much. It comes to Kovacs. Kovacs comes into Okeke. Okeke into our good dude. I can't remember his name. I think it was Dominic. I can't remember though. But they have it back. And now the right back's out of position. Although Boa does pick it straight back up. They literally passed it into him. That was helpful. But he was out of position. He's out of position again. And they put it in and it's in the back of the net. And now, yeah, I don't think it's going to be our day. That is frustrating. Last few seconds, and I was on attacking. I shouldn't have kept it on attacking. I didn't notice that, boys and girls. No title for us right now. Well, I can't not show you the game, can I? I absolutely cannot not show you the game. I don't want to make these videos long. So, with the mindset of trying to make these videos shorter, let's get into the game. We've broken some records for the Europa League. Sibley with the most assists, breaking 7, now 10. Etete with the most player of the match awards for 5. The last one was 4. Etete with the golden boot, didn't expect that. 14 goals from 13 appearances. And then he's in the best 11. Look at the defensiveness of that best 11. Who ended up winning the competition, actually? It was Athletic Bilbao. It would have been nice if Lazio won it, because, you know, we versed them and got knocked out to them. Focus on the league, Raxo. So this is the best 11 I think I could possibly give for our team. And it's just what we're going to have to do. This last game of the season, against a 10th place side. Should be easy. And even Kovacs isn't coming into the team. It's Cizelle. So we've got Robolo, Boa, Kramer, Cizelle, Sola, Stamenic, Sibley, Matondo. Matondo. I keep saying it wrong, sorry. Matondo, Forgux, Colwell, and Etete. Let's win the league. There's no way we don't at least get a draw here. Come on. This is best 11, best conditions, everything on the line. Final day, let's do it. What a squad. The boys are going to get it done today. They didn't get it done in the last game, but I'm not panicking. This team, nothing to play for. Not even in a relegation scrap. Ferencváros completely pushing for it, obviously. They want us to lose, but the first highlight seems to be coming our way. It's Forgux on the ball into Cizelle. Cizelle into Sola. Sola moves it forward into Etete. Etete is looking for space, can't find anyone, loses the ball. They're on it now and they're playing it around the defenders, but they should know that we've got the press on, and the press seems to be coming, but not enough for them to lose the ball just yet, although we do continue it. They have it in the midfield. They play it through the middle and Kramer's there, Stamenic, and now we counter-attack. Matondo, moving forward with that pace, plays it into Etete, and that's why he's the top goal scorer in the Europa League. That's why he's the top goal scorer in the league, and that is not offside. It's 1-0. We're about to win the league in this game, and I should have just shown you this game in hindsight. 1-0. I think it's going to be a high-scoring one, so I'm just continuing on. I'm not even looking at the current scorelines. Even though Ferencváros have scored to put the pressure on us, there's no way we're conceding. There's no way we're not winning. We've got the best 11 in the entire league, and we're about to show it with an absolute killer last performance to get us all 3 points and the first league title for Budapest Honved. I was about to say Ferencváros. I forgot our team for a second there. Budapest Honved, of course, have won this in the past, as I showed you in one of the earlier episodes. As soon as 2017, I want to say, but it's great to bring them back up the top. It's great to bring us back into Champions League football. It's great to see Etete scoring, because in the last game you were quite quiet. In fact, you missed an absolute sitter, but I told you, it is a baller. It is a player that knows how to put the ball into the back of the net, and with plenty of ways, 6'3" being very handy, and just poking the ball into the back of the net when the goalkeeper makes a mistake is handy too. This one could actually be offside. I don't know. It's not offside. Hat-trick within the first 22 minutes. Yep, we're not getting caught, boys and girls. I think in the interest of keeping this video a bit shorter, we'll watch this corner. We'll see if we score again. If we don't, I'll simulate to the end. If we do, we'll simulate to I'll see you for the trophy lift. Unless it starts to get sticky, I think the league's in the bag. Sorry, I can't help it. That highlight actually continued. Etete scored. I thought the highlight was over when we hit the post. He scored 4 in 27 minutes. Just thought you'd want to know. I'm quite happy I paused it there. It was bland in the end. 4-0. Don't know if you can call a 4-goal, 30 minutes and a hat-trick from Etete a bland affair. But we've won the league, and that's what matters, boys and girls. It is surely going to be the first of many. I don't know if it's going to be back-to-back. I know that sounds like I'm getting ahead of myself because we've just won the league once, and, I'm getting overly confident here. But I don't know if I can actually do it again. I think Ferencváros just had a really big off year. I mean, the £10 million is very handy, but we are still losing occasionally to random teams, as you saw in the last game. That needs to be improved upon next season. Definitely still places to go. And definitely still no guarantees that we're in the Champions League. Oh, by the way, of course, the year that we win the league as well is the year that it's back to the top two manage to get into the Champions League. Although we just go into the Champions Path playoff, so that is a lot later, which is handy for us. Which I believe... Oh, sorry. You can't go to Champions League through there. Champions Path playoff. If we go Champions League and go rules, I think we're up to there. Whereas I don't know. We'll work it out. We'll work it out next year. But we're definitely in the Champions League again, which is handy. And Ferencváros are also definitely in the Champions League. And Etete, I think, is going to absolutely sweep up the awards. All right, most player of the match winners. But Etete, no surprises there. I mean, we literally did see that. Team of the season. Sola's in there, Kramer's in there, Boa's in there, Matondo's in there. I agree with all of that. And Etete's in there. maybe I'd just put Forgaks in there, but he did win Young Player of the Season. Oh my gosh, and we have the second and third players in there too. Owane and Kovacs in there as well. Kovacs should be ahead of Owane in my opinion, although he hasn't been crazy good at centre-back, but Owane coming off the bench, like, it's not that special. Etete, Player of the Year, absolutely deserved. Scored 28 goals in 28 games and 6 assists alongside it, 7.75 average rating. No surprises there. I'm Manager of the Year. I mean, who else? Really? No one else deserved it. But that is a great 5th season, boys and girls. I did not expect us to win the league, but I certainly will take it. I think Etete, biggest difference maker. I've said his name enough that you will remember it, and I'm sure he's going to clean sweep our end of season awards too. He deserves it. He's been incredible. He's been great. He scored a goal per game, as you literally just saw. I'm trying to stall because I thought that the next simulation would be season review, and I know that as soon as I pause, the next simulation is going to be season review. So there we go. That was not too much padding. Well, who else was going to be the best signing? It's a free signing too. Etete, yeah, A+. Borgaks, they're being harsh on these. This gives you a good idea of how well people did. Radonjic was good too, actually. Just got injured quite a bit. Sola fine. Rabolo fine. Stamenic fine. A- for him. Miranda actually never ended up playing. But we only paid him £1,800 per week. Europa League, A. League, A-. Okay, that's harsh. B-. We lost in the final. I think we've done incredible all season long. AEK, a 6-0 win in there. Goal of the season going to Colwell. Lots more money in competition prize money and matchday commercial, but nothing else really going up in crazy amounts. I guess sponsorship, which should continue to improve. Etete, Matondo, Radonjic, Sibley and Colwell with the most shirt sales. And I would agree with that team. Stamenic did come in a wee bit later, so I think the January transfer window. So I think it's fair enough. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Stamenic should be in there. Although Ikeke is great and our captain. I would have put Stamenic, not Stamenic. Yes, no, Stamenic in there. Etete, as we can see, fans player of the season. Forgaks, young player of the year. No surprises there. Most assists, Matondo. We knew all of that was coming. I just want to see what the best 11's looking like. I don't think I looked at it last year. What do they want us to do next year? Qualify for the Champions League. So that means second. That means second, and that's all they want us to keep doing. So just second continuously. I guess for the money, I don't think it really matters if we end up getting into the Champions League through winning the league or second place. As long as we get into the Champions League, some European football, that's the biggest difference maker for our team. As you can see, those team talks are really well thought out, but they always end up in very good player morale at the end. I'd be happy to sell Okeke, to be honest. Really, I think I would, because he's got a good wee fee going from. Where is the best 11? Where is the best 11? Where is the best 11? Have I missed it? Have I skipped over it? If I simulate one more time, will it come up, or did I just blank it? I might have just blanked it. Yeah. Footy Manager, you're going to need to hurry up with your simulation, because I think I just blanked something. People were skipping ahead. I can feel people skipping ahead. I can tell they're skipping ahead. Why are we simulating that far ahead? Thank you. 7. Team of the week. No, don't simulate. Best 11. Where's the best 11? Oh, sorry, I did skip it. I did totally skip it. Rabolo I was thinking about this on a drive the other day. No way. And Rax second. Rax. It's Doos for me. I reckon Doos is the best goalkeeper. Corvey probably second, but Doos has played the most games. He's been here for the most years. He had a whole season, one season, in our title-winning season. Nah, disrespect to Doos. Hangia, definitely yes. Cizella and Kramer, I agree. Boa, I agree. Holman, I agree, should be in there. Forgaks, really? Not yet, I would say. Okeke is not in there. Now, I thought in my mind, Sibley's on the bench. Have you not seen or heard what he's done for our team? Look at those stats every year. Yes, this year he fell off a wee bit, but Matt, it's Okeke and Sibley in there. Holman at Cam. Nunez and Colwell. Are you joking? Mate, No, I've got it wrong. Okeke, Sibley, then it's Holman in there, and then on the left wing, it's Pereiro, because he played left wing a lot. Etete is striker. Straight away, he goes into striker. And the right wing is... Really? They haven't put him in here at all. Kane Wilson. I can't actually remember who the player I had at right wing was. I think it was Nunez, actually. No, it was Nunez. My bad. No, it is Nunez. Okay, they got that right. Maybe Colwill could actually take over that Nunez spot eventually. I think for now, it's still Nunez. My bad. Okay, so they got 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, that's not terrible, but, mate, Sibley, Okeke, they have to be in there. Alright, that's where we're ending this episode. A little slightly longer one, apologies. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you all later.